98.9 WTRH. The Truth. If you're not listening to The Truth, then it's false. The Thursday Podcast.
Because I'm your wife. You can't fire me. We in this together.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
What's up, good people? It is your boy, the Lady Hark Henry, and you are listening to the Thursday Podcast. Rejoice. We are back. Season 4.
Oh my gosh. Season 4.
Season 4. Yeah, so we took a little break. Season 3 was ran longer than I had planned on. We had a lot of people wanting to jump in afterwards who wanted to get in and be a part of the Kings and the Queens series, which was cool because we made some new family members. And before I go on, everybody, the superstar of the show.
Oh, whatever.
The superstar of the podcast. Your lady, the her.
Did you miss me?
Hater. I'm sure they did. She's back.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. So this is season 4, episode 1, and this is called Back Again. This is our intro episode, season 4. Now, season 4 has a theme. This theme is called In Sickness and in Health. In Sickness and in Health, excuse me. I'm just excited to be here in front of my wife as we wearing our hip-hop shades today. Because we represent hip-hop, 50 years of hip-hop, and I'm going to show you why in a minute.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So before we move forward in the episode, man, we got to pay some bills, man. So go ahead and tell us who sponsors this episode.
With pleasure. This episode of the Thursday Podcast is brought to you by Sons of SP Phillips.
Yes.
Visit sonsofspphillips.com. Sons of SP Phillips is an online boutique with new and slightly used designer and name brand clothing and apparel for men and women. Men and women, not just women. Sons of SP Phillips also has custom restyled fedora and brim hats, custom t-shirts, and other custom accessories.
Nice stuff.
Indeed. If
Very
you
nice
haven't
stuff.
checked it out, you need to go now.
You do.
You can also follow Sons of SP Phillips on IG, Facebook, and X at Sons of SPP. Go to Sons of SP Phillips to find up to 70% off great items.
That's right. sonsofspphillips.com. Get there, go there, get you some stuff. I think if you sign up for the newsletter, you get like 15% off. And I think for a limited time, they're running a sale. They're running a deal. There's a code, and you get like another 35% off.
What's the code?
They got to go to the social media and find out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They got to follow and like.
That part.
Follow and like. Also, while you looking at this podcast, watching this podcast, subscribe, like, follow, however you're watching this on YouTube, Spotify, whatever, and whatnot. So, there's a lot of stuff going on here, man. I'm telling you. Yes. So, this is Martin Luther King weekend.
Yes.
That we're recording. Yes. And we are live from the Elephant Room studio.
You dusted it off, cleaned it out?
I straightened up a little bit.
A little, you did. I'm impressed.
We still organizing some stuff, man. Adding some new stuff. If you see, Biggie Smalls is up here. My Funko Pop up there.
Your who?
Funko Pop.
Funko Pop.
Biggie's up there. Then I got Misty Knight right here. So I'm adding some new stuff. So at this time, this is like one of my favorite segments of the podcast. This is for all our sneakerheads, because we have officially acknowledged that we are sneakerheads. This is our moment in shoes.
Yes.
So what you got? What you got over there? Where'd you get these from?
I think I got these I did. Got them in Vegas.
Got them in Vegas.
Yes.
These are nice. Did you already use these?
Did I? Is this a repeat?
I don't think so.
I we
No.
have so many pairs. I don't
No, I don't think so.
keep track.
Yeah, these is dope. These is dope. I kind of wish I could have got these. I thought you was gonna bring down the hologram Jordans.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, these are dope. So these are her Jordan mids. What's it say on the box?
Well, I didn't want to get them. I was on the fence. But then we went back and I bought them.
Yeah.
So the box.
Yeah, give me that box. So yeah, even on the box is essential to the sneakerheaddom. Okay. So you can even color this box, which I think is pretty dope. I thought that was cool. That's why I wanted it. But yeah.
You can color the box. I'll share.
That's all right. So these are the Nike Jordan 1 mid SSGS, whatever. So yeah, these is dope. I like these. So she's worn these probably once.
Yeah, once.
Was it at the Vegas outlet or was it one of the other stores?
No, it was just at the regular. We were in the mall.
Okay.
I don't remember what store, but it wasn't an outlet because they hadn't even gotten back to Ohio yet. They weren't in the stores yet here.
Yeah.
Which is why you and Uncle Brother was like, you need to get those.
Yeah.
So I got them.
Are y'all ready for this?
And give me my peas.
Are y'all ready for this?
Because
All right.
I'm a good wife.
Yeah, she's a good baby. So, if you don't know me, man, so I'm a man. I like things. I like to collect things from my childhood. I like to collect things from my culture. So like my Funko Pops, that's my new thing. I got a Biggie. I got Miles Morales are over there because I'm in the, like right there, the Black Spider-Man. That's my thing now. The Black superheroes. That's my thing. And I'm in the hip hop. You see, I got on Brother Malcolm today, and I got on my Dame Dash glasses today. But I had to have this, because I'm in the hip hop, not this hit trash that's going on today. Real hip hop. So I'm gonna try to get these in here. I don't think y'all ready for this. So yeah, these are Air Force Ones, the Bronx Origins Air Force Ones, and I gotta tilt it, hope they don't fall. So yeah, I got these. I saw these at the outlet store. I was gonna get them, and I knew somebody wore them, so I wasn't gonna buy those. But I kept my eye on them, and my wife got them for me for my birthday, and I said, I gotta get them. So as you can see, on those it say Bronx. On the other one it says Origin. But I put them in a display case. I put the little graffiti background back there. So yeah, I got these. They got the velvet inside. They got the fat laces. I don't know if y'all can see. There's a record on the shoelaces and all that. These mugs are dope. I will never wear these. This is what you call sneakerheaddom right here.
Sneakerheaddom?
Sneakerheaddom. If you go to our social media, the Two Hearts, you can see a reel that I put together, like how I put it, what I cut out, I downloaded all the stuff that I put together with some Rakim music in the background, and then you can actually see that. So yeah, that's my moment in shoes right there, man. That's how we get down around
Those
here.
Christmas, not birthday.
Christmas present, yeah. So,
don't matter, still a present.
Yeah, so that's how we get down here with our moment in shoes. We are sick with it. All right. How you feeling about today's episode?
My heart is heavy.
But
I'm excited to talk about it.
Why is your heart heavy?
Well, because it's something that needs to be discussed. We need to take our health more serious. Mm-hmm. People need to, stay up on those yearly physicals. So, it just makes me think about people we lost due to medical. So I'm excited, but at the same time, my heart is heavy.
Okay. So what the hell is talking about here? So even though our episode is called Back Again, so season is called In Sickness and Health. So the reason why we named it that is because, of course, on our podcast, we talk about real love, real life, and real talk. Anything centered around relationships, inside and outside relationships, because we want you to get yourself together so when you get married or whatever you're going to do, everything is locked in, everything is tight. And lately, the last couple months, there's been a lot of conversation, dumb conversations about who's paying what, who's paying 50-50. Don't take me on a date to the Cheesecake Factory. Just dumb stuff. Just stupid topics out there about dating and relationships. And again, nobody's talking about the real topics. And one of these topics is sickness and health. So if you're married, you already know where this is coming from. If you're not married and you're looking to be married, you're going to hear this in your wedding vows. And this is something that we take very seriously. In sickness and in health, until death do us part. Yeah. So with that being said, her and I have been married.
It'll be
7 years.
Yeah, 7 years this year. 7 years.
And coming into the relationship, I found out that her had some health issues. No big deal. So, and once we got around those health issues, I take care of my wife, take care of my woman, make sure my baby is 100%. Even if she's not, I do everything that I can. But
that is very true.
That's right. So we'll get to that. But the motivation behind this season, man. So we watch
Love and Marriage Huntsville. Yeah.
She's the reality show guru.
Not all of them, just some, but yeah.
So I watched this one. So if you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, we're not talking about Melody and Martell.
No.
We should, but we're not.
We're not. No.
There's a lot we could talk about with them. But today we're talking about Kimmy and Maurice. They're part of the motivation behind this. So earlier in the season, they had a conversation where Maurice, who I thought was one of the most level-headed individuals on the show, him and Kimmy had a conversation about how he has to have sex every day.
It was multiple times a day.
Yeah. And then she was like, I don't think I can really get down with that, but I'll do what I can.
Yeah.
I think he needs to see a therapist about that. So, that was his big thing and all that. And, it was a conversation for their storyline for a while. Later on in the season, Kimmy got diagnosed with breast cancer. And, she went through that whole
cutting her hair and the
whole
chemo
spill,
and
and everything like that. It was pretty sad. Kind of triggered some emotions for me because I lost my father to cancer a few years back. But during that part of their storyline, she had a conversation with him, and she said she was worried about him because he has to have his sex. So that was a concern of hers. And I respected the brother for a minute because he said, "No, don't worry about me. I'm worried about you. I'm trying to make sure you straight. Which is admirable.
Yeah.
For a husband to do. Step aside, put your needs to the side, take care of your wife, make sure she's good. Which is what I do every day.
That's right.
Yep. Make sure she eats. Make sure she's hydrated.
Reluctantly. I don't eat like I should.
No,
but that's a whole nother episode.
No, sometimes I want to choke her. Not really, but she should eat and she doesn't. So they went through that part. So no sooner than Kimmy gets out of chemotherapy, she's in recession or she beat it.
I don't know.
She's doing good.
She is, yes.
Okay. So either way, no sooner than she's doing good, Maurice starts talking about, hey,
need to get it.
Yeah, don't you think it's about time? And and if you know anything about cancer and chemotherapy, you're putting chemicals in your body to eradicate cancer cells that are pretty much eating up your body, more or less. So you're putting in this poison to eat up something that's eaten up in your body. Right. So, and it's foreign substances. And when you put a foreign substance in your body reacts, rejects, or has to replenish and get itself back together.
Yeah. So she just, lost the drive and,
Right. Heck, that stuff makes your hair fall out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's trying to recuperate. She's not 100%. I don't even think she's 80%. And they get in this whole conversation about, he tells her that I don't think you're trying. Which showed me that he's an A-class butthead, just like the rest of them dudes.
Yep.
But one conversation they had, which was a knock on his ego, where they was talking about it, where she says that.
Oh, she was faking. Just going through.
She alluded to
Yeah.
it. Like, he just rolls over. She just lets him do. He says, "What that mean? You just faking it?" She's, "I'm just letting you get yours off."
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do that stuff every day. That's just kind of weird. Stuff.
And it's inconsiderate. Like, I am recovering and I don't have, the drive because that's a side effect of the chemo.
Right.
So then, she's trying to do other holistic or try other things to like increase her drive, but it's not really improving. So she's doing what she has to do just to roll over because he's, like you said, being that guy.
Yeah. Being selfish, being a man. Yeah. So that was one of the motivating factors. And again, in sickness and in health, he stood out, he stood up in front, and he took care of his wife. He felt her pain. He was empathetic to what she was going through. But then, at the first chance, the first chance the door opened, he wanted to be an a-hole about it. So I don't know what else to say about that. But other than that, and I just wanted to get this across because, as a couple, man, it's just important to support each other through these changes in our lives as we are getting older, okay? And I also bring this topic up because, again, I said my father succumbed to cancer a few years ago, and I had to watch my mother and father go through this whole in sickness and in health, and the fight that they had to go through, and when the doctors and the hospitals were giving up on them, she was saying no and just kept pushing and kept pushing. Mm-hmm. And the more she kept pushing, the more time we had with them. Mm-hmm. And, it was a struggle to deal with it and watch it, but it showed it showed me how, number one, how love is supposed to work, how a marriage is supposed to work. It's something that we will look forward to, not the sickness part.
Nobody looks forward to sickness, but that shows the strength of your relationship
right.
when sickness occurs. And, I was there, right alongside you going through it. And as she fought and pushed, it kind of gave him strength and motivation to keep going and not to just like give up. Right.
Just to watch them go through the worst, and it motivates us to keep pressing through a lot of things that we endure, whether, things that's in society, things we may disagree with in our home. We push through, we communicate, we work through them. And we look at my parents as that motivation to keep pressing on, and that nothing can stop what we have because we continue to work on it together.
Yeah, and I mean, just bottom line is, sickness and in health. Life is easy, simple, and then it gets hard. And you have to take the good with the bad, and you have to keep going. Like, life is not all about rose petals and perfect. Life's imperfect.
Right.
And, you love the great days, and then you have to come together and push through the hard times. I mean, just example, my grandparents, all the sickness that my grandfather's going through, and my grandmother's doing the same thing. She has his back. She's supporting him, getting him to his doctors, keeping him motivated. And, that's what life is. People like to portray that life is all rosy, and it isn't.
It's not.
Definitely isn't.
Right. Because that's when life starts getting real. Mm-hmm. And when you have these podcasters, these other podcasters arguing about the Cheesecake Factory, what are some of the nonsense they're out here talking about, man? Not dating women with kids, and I'm like, you guys are just like talking about the most pettiest stuff when it comes to relationship. Yeah. Just say you're not ready.
That part.
Just say just say you're not ready. And I wish some of the men would just say they're gay. I'm serious.
What were you calling them? Fraudulent?
Oh, these dudes is fraudulent out here. These dudes is fraudulent because they make up any excuse in the world to hate women. Any excuse. Oh, I can't have no woman with a degree. She got her own money.
No.
She got too much man energy. I don't know what that means.
I was about to say,
I don't know.
Man energy?
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
She work out too much. She built like a man. I don't know what that means. Now, she built like the Hulk, maybe. Maybe.
Always find a way to get it back to the comics.
Right.
Always.
I mean, if she built like the Hulk or She-Hulk. Well, She-Hulk was kind of fly. But if she built like the Hulk and she out there, maybe. But if she just a woman working out, she cut, whatever, or she built like a man, can't mess with her. So
even if she built like a She-Hulk, she's still a woman. Like, come on.
Right. He's
boy bye.
So anyway, so my father's situation, man, with him, the tragic part about it is that I think most of it could have been avoided, and this is a part of the conversation we want to have this season about how important it is to make sure you get checked. Because my father had lymphoma cancer, and it started right here around his armpit. And it started as a sore. And he didn't have it checked. And I think by the time my mother saw it, by the time we saw it, it looked like a wound, like somebody slashed him. And then by the time the doctor got to it, he was already at stage 4. So between the time he saw it, between the time we got to it, don't know how long it was there.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't one to go to the doctor on a regular, even though he would get sick a lot.
But that's a repeating thing between men and not wanting to go to the doctor. I don't understand. I don't understand, sir. Can you shed some light on? Because you're one, like, I have to get on you to go to. I mean, let's be honest. We're keeping it real. I have to get on you to go to the doctor, do your yearlies. If something's not right, I'm on you to go. And I just don't understand the reluctance to go to the doctor.
There's a lot of things on that. We discussed that before this, and then when I thought about it, there's some other things in there too. There's some generational trauma on that too. So the first thing that I told my wife, I said, as black men, we don't like going to the doctor. Number one, we feel like it'll go away. And number two, we don't want bad news. And in my father's situation, didn't go away, and it was bad news. Number two, we don't feel like we'll get the necessary care that we'll get as black people, which is
that's true.
Something that happens.
But we need to start by finding a primary care physician that we feel meets our needs and we feel comfortable with to build a relationship with, and then maybe you'll be more inclined to feel comfortable to contact your primary care, not just going to a random.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And I think there might be some other factors in there too, but I just don't like going. I just don't.
I mean, does anybody like going to get prodded and poked? I mean, really? No, I don't think so.
I used to be able to take the needles and all that. I can't take them like
World's smartest violin.
Nah, I tell you what I don't like.
What don't you like?
I tell you who I don't want to see.
I already know.
Who?
It's either going to be the eye thing or the dentist.
Can't do the eye doctors anymore. I can't do the eye doctor.
Just because the puff of air they blow in your eye?
No, man. See, the eye doctor, man. See, they're checking me for glaucoma. I don't know why they just don't give me the...
No, the ooey, no.
Just go ahead and give it to me, man. Just give it to me, man. It's it's
no,
medically necessary, dude.
No.
No, so they check me for glaucoma, but they have to like get this thing close to my eye, they have to like get it to my eye behind my eyelid.
Yes, honey.
God, I hate that. I don't like things close to my eyes.
You sit there and it's done in like 2 minutes.
No, man. Like the last time they was like holding my eyes.
Because you weren't sitting still and blinking and being fidgety.
Anyway.
So the longer you fight, the longer it takes.
Anyway, so
we digressed. Yeah.
What we learned from my father's situation is that with him having lymphoma cancer, that we have to be careful about what we are putting, not only what we're putting in our bodies, but what we're putting on our bodies. Mm-hmm. So that's something we found out. So with his cancer being right here in the armpit area, with his arms swole up and things like that, over time, talking to his doctor, that could have been contributed to the aluminum and the deodorant that he was using. Now, that's not every case.
Right.
But it is a possibility, and I've heard this in other discussions before. So if you use antiperspirants, and he always used this Mitch and roll-on. That's all he ever used. And not saying that did it, but that's what he used all the time. And the doctor said that could have been. Yeah. That's his diagnosis, you know? So what we did, and my family did, we went on a journey to, try to find something more natural and to get off using some of the antiperspirant deodorants, because a lot of them have aluminum in there. So we had started using Tom's, mm-hmm. which does have aluminum, but it has more natural products in it. Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. And then we also tried aluminum-free Secret.
Yeah.
We have to figure out what works for you, because that did not work. Yeah. Even though the commercials, make it seem like, but no, that you just have to find what works for you.
Yeah. And for those who don't know, so the difference between antiperspirant and deodorant, there's a difference. Antiperspirant keeps you from sweating.
Yes.
So you put aluminum, that's aluminum that you're putting in there that's drying you out, that's keeping you from sweating. Deodorant just covers the smell. So if you sweat, you stink.
Shut up! I did not. Well, did I?
Yeah.
Shut up.
So that's the difference. This is for people who don't know and some younger people who don't know. So that's the difference.
Yeah, and we're not like giving diagnosis or anything. Just do your research and just be aware of what you're putting on your body and what you're putting in your body.
Yeah. So Mitchum, I ain't saying you caused my dad's cancer. That's what the doctor told us.
Well, they just said the aluminum could have contributed to it. They did not say Mitchum was the cause. Right. Let's be clear.
Right. Now,
we don't want any lawsuits for Mitchum.
Right. There's more to this conversation that I'm getting to. I need to sit first.
Oh, the pinky though.
So as we're looking for more natural deodorants or antiperspirants or whatever, we tried Lumi.
Yes, and that worked for a very long time.
Not for me.
It did for me. Like I could go days, and then all of a sudden, my pits were on fire.
Yeah, So we went to Vegas in August.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was terrified because I actually thought. I don't know. I thought I was having cancer, symptoms of cancer. I was that upset because growing up, it was never uncommon for me to like have a lump in my armpit, for whatever reason, and it would just go away. Mm-hmm. But around this particular time, when I was using this Lumi, my armpits were burning, and I had serious lumps in them to the point where, like, my armpits were hurting just walking.
Yeah, and then you hit it.
Yeah, I didn't say that. It hurt just to keep my armpits down. And like when we're walking on the strip and your arms are swinging, I was in pain. So I was just like really faking the funk. It was hot out there, trying to enjoy myself. I didn't want to worry her. And it got so bad where I had to be like, let me call my doctor. And that's how bad it was when I'd be like, man, I got to call. So there's the other part of the conversation about deodorant. So I talked to my doctor. I went over that with him about what the doctor said about my father. And he said, well, yeah and no. He said it can and it can't. He said it's a 50-50 chance that can't happen. He said it's not the case in everybody, obviously, but he said it is good to be careful to find something that works for you. He said it is good to find something that is more natural. Mm-hmm. Not saying that, because I've always used Secret. Never had a problem, because Secret's the only thing that ever worked for me.
Must be nice. Strong
enough for a man, but made for a woman.
It wasn't made for this woman.
So I've never had any issues. Now, what was that? What was that one that used Degree? Couldn't use that because that was too strong.
That used to work for me.
Yeah.
My body is changing.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
So I've used a bunch of deodorants. I don't have cancer in my armpits, more or less. So he basically said, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yep.
That's what he told me. Mm-hmm. So, but he did say it is better to find something that's more natural than to stay on anything that's chemically based.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
And he basically said that that's across the board. Because remember, our friend Becky, she worked for the law firm, and she said most of their cases was putting out fires of Johnson & Johnson because they had like 1,000 lawsuits.
Yeah.
Because they were causing, like, their products was causing cervix
I don't remember
cancer,
what it was.
Uterine cancer or something like that.
I don't remember exactly, but okay. Yeah,
powders. Yeah. And the COVID shots were causing issues.
Yep.
Because my friend took the COVID shot. She almost died within like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we definitely have to be careful what we're putting on our bodies.
Yep.
Watch out. Now, as far as what you're putting in your bodies, that's also a conversation that we have. So I want to toot my horn. Toot, toot.
Well, you go back to make sure you're going to the doctor regularly and not hiding stuff.
Good. Stop hiding stuff. All right. So also, use your insurance. Use your annual.
Yes, because that's usually generally covered if it's the annual. Yeah.
Get your annual exams. Get your cancer exams, women. Get your mammograms. I think there's a heart exam.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Call your insurance company to get yourselves checked out.
Yep.
There's a whole bunch of stuff. There are things on. Trust me, I know this because I work for an insurance broker and I work for insurance companies. There are things on your insurance that are free and that have discounts on them that you have no clue that are available to you. You need to look at it. Call the 1-800 number
on the back of your insurance card
and make them run through your entire insurance.
Yep.
The entire insurance. Let them know what you get a discount on as far as like acupuncture, chiropractic visits. Some chiropractic visits might be free. Massage therapy, depending on your insurance. Some of it might be free, or you might get a super huge discount on it. Find out what cancer screenings are free or not.
Offered in general.
Offered.
Yeah.
Get your what's the one that I just took?
What do you mean?
The screening where I had to go to sleep.
The colonoscopy?
Colonoscopy.
Yeah.
If
I think it's 45
45 and
now.
over.
Yeah.
45. Get your colonoscopy. Get that done.
But generally just starting with your annual with your primary care
right.
Is generally free. But again, check with your insurance. And then once you're in that, then whatever comes out of that, then they'll let you know if it's time for your colonoscopy, and then you can go from there. But
Right. So again, I want to toot my horn because in about 6 months I'll be 50.
Oh my God.
Right. And I do not have high blood pressure.
Toot, toot.
Toot, toot. And I
Beep,
do not
beep.
have diabetes, and that runs in my family. So I've been working very hard to avoid that. No medication. I was borderline for a while, for a long time. But the last few times, because this past year, I've been to the doctor this past year for procedures more than
normal.
more than my whole life.
It was like my record. That's usually how often I go.
Man.
Welcome to my world.
Man. So no high blood pressure, no diabetes or anything. Sometimes my cholesterol is here or there, but it's never a concern. He'll just tell me, do such and such and you'll be good. So all my visits are pretty good, and I'm very proud of that. I'm very happy about that. We eat pretty good. We haven't been lately.
That is true.
Yeah.
That's just because we've been busy, and I know that's no excuse, but when you're
Right.
running around and then you get home late, who's trying to cook that late? So you
Right.
just want something
Right.
quick, which is why we would get takeout. But we just, we see it, we accept it, we know we need to do better.
Right.
So acknowledging it. So
Right. So our menu consists. There are no fried foods in our menu
I miss it.
unless we go out to eat.
And I need fried fish.
So like this is a soul food spot. We don't eat there every day. We'll get some fried food, some fried fish. Maybe I get some chicken wings. That's it. That's not every day. That's not even every week.
I wish it was every week. I could eat fried fish every week.
There's no red meat,
Nope.
but that city barbecue brisket
It's delicious.
got me wanting to come back to the dark side of the force. Really did. So, and I think we covered this before because we only eat turkey, chicken,
Fish.
and fish, salmon.
Yep. My favorite, salmon.
Yeah, we can tear that up all the time. No pork. Well, rarely. Very rarely.
Yeah, because I can't have bacon
Right.
unless, it's turkey bacon. I don't like
Right.
turkey bacon,
Yeah.
but I do miss a pork chop.
Right.
Man.
So, the last thing I've been dealing with here the past year, I've been having like these major headaches. These headaches have been so bad. We thought it was just because the weather was changing and the pressure in the air, whatever. Because here in Ohio, it goes 80 degrees, 30 degrees, snow, summer, rain, summer like 20
Fall.
degrees.
Yeah.
And this is all in 3 days.
Yeah.
Then I'll guarantee have a headache. But now they're just like coming.
Constant. They're consistent.
Yeah. You
They're
say one time I had like 15 days straight? Or
Yeah.
15 days out of a month?
because of the lingering. Yeah, because I started tracking him because he doesn't like to share. But then you can tell when you have these migraines because you're sensitive to light and sound, you're laying down.
Yeah.
So then I just started tracking them. And I've had friends, relatives pass away from tumors in the brain. So, of
Yeah,
course, my
My friend
thoughts
did that too.
went to the worst possible case scenario. So I'm like pleading for you to go to the doctor and get
Yeah.
it checked out.
I was definitely scared.
Yeah. So, I mean, he got it done. Being brave, got it done.
Nothing
we got
on my brain.
got the MRI. Everything is normal. So now the doctor's treating it as a migraine. And I suffer from migraine. So we're going to try these medications and see if they're helping. And then we're aware of the side effects, but it was definitely scary. So I'm glad you went.
Yeah, so we're going to make some more adjustments to our menu, which is not a problem. I have to drink more water. We usually drink juice and tea, and then I'll drink water. But my plan is to drink more water and drink my tea and juice around that. So
Yeah.
which I don't like because I tried to drink more water. I felt like I was drowning one day because I got to drink like 8 to 9 bottles of water a day, which sounds ridiculous. Do I look like Aquaman?
Nah.
I don't even like being in the ocean.
You know what?
Black
And
people
it's
can't
not
swim.
terrible if you space it out. So don't
Man.
try to guzzle it all in like you're doing your prep for your colonoscopy. You don't have to drink it like
Oh, that
that.
was horrible, man.
You just, drink little sips here and there to get through it. So I got you this water bottle that kind of helps you time it. Let's see if you want to use it, if it helps. But we're gonna, and I'm gonna jump on board. So we're doing this together because more water is definitely a good thing. I don't like water, and I will drink apple juice or a sweet tea, but I generally don't drink much of anything. So that's the issue. So
yes.
I'm going to jump on board and we're going to do this water thing together.
Yep. So we can have a long, happy life together. What are some of the other medical issues I had? Sickness and health, man. I had a sickness and a health a year.
You did.
Yeah. I had to get my esophagus widened up.
Yes. and and I'm like,
that sounds crazy.
Yeah, because he was having choking hazards, like trying to eat and just start choking for no reason.
My wife was letting me choke. I had to give myself the Heimlich maneuver.
You know what? I didn't know you were calling for me. So, let's be clear. I wasn't just standing in the other room, just letting you choke. I didn't know what was going on. And then when you finally, yelled for me to come in is when I came in, because I had been knocking on the door and you're like, just give me a minute. So
Lies.
Don't shake your, don't do that.
The whole time I was choking, she was looking for the life insurance policy.
Oh, I don't have to look for it. I pay it. I know where all the paperwork is.
Macaroni and cheese was covered.
Yes, they did have to widen your esophagus.
Yeah, I had to get that done, which was crazy. So I wasn't too happy about that, but
you got her done.
Got her done. So what that came out to be is, what do they say?
It's the hiatal hernia.
Hiatal hernia.
Which I already had. I'm telling you, welcome to my world. The things you've been diagnosed with, I already have it.
Acid reflux.
And a hiatal hernia.
So what they said is that I have a dose of acid reflux. So I don't have full acid reflux like you.
Why are you telling my business?
Well, so I can still eat pizza sauce and stuff. So they said what it is it's kind of like my esophagus isn't as smooth. It's kind of like a sandpaper, so things will get stuck. So then it had to be widened. And so I got a whole bunch of other things. I'm not even going into all that, man. We got a whole bunch of stuff to cover. So we are covering sickness and health, man. So this is how we're coping. We're talking. We're supporting each other. We're embracing the changes that we're going through. And as a man, my physical changes are going to be different than my wife's.
Yep.
She's not as old as I am yet. But as she gets older, there's going to be some changes to her female anatomy, body, whatever you want to call it, that I'm going to have to deal with. So with that being said, we have some people coming on this season who are going to talk about menopause. Mm-hmm. And I guess there's this thing called perimenopause, which
I've heard of premenopause. I've never heard of perimenopause.
It's called peri something.
Okay.
There's something.
Well, they're coming and we're going to learn about it.
Right. And I've got a friend who's going to come on, and she had been dealing with it for over 15 years. So what's interesting to me, because I've always thought that this was like a Golden Girls thing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like 70, 80 years old.
No.
But what I'm finding out, because like my friend, she's almost as old as me, and she said she had been dealing with 15 years.
Yeah, because it's like you can be pre and have things occurring, but then it may stop and then starts again, and it's like you're starting over again. So you may not actually get to the menopause. It's just like all this stuff happening before, and then it like restarts.
Yeah.
And your family history and your body is different, so it's not the same for everybody.
Right. So she's going to come on and she's going to talk about some things, and she actually said that she wished that there was a discussion like this years ago because she didn't understand it. Mm-hmm. So she wants to come on and tell other women who are young going through it and those in the middle and experiencing it. And then we have a menopause coach, Dr. Sammy, who's coming on. And I can't wait to get her on here because I looked at her IG. Dr. Sammy looks like she got a lot of things going on.
Okay.
She's working out. She's doing a whole lot of crazy stuff. She's taking women on these menopause excursion trips.
Retreats and stuff?
Retreats.
Okay.
She's doing a whole lot of stuff, man. So I'm very interested to get her on here and talk with her. And then for the brothers, man, we got excuse me. We're going to talk about erectile dysfunction.
Okay.
Which is, excuse me, which is a real deal. And,
That pinky.
which is a real deal. And this was a hard subject to get people to come on and talk about. I finally got a gentleman who's actually a doctor to come on. And he's gonna talk about some things, and I was telling him about my frustration, man, how I was going into these groups, these podcast groups and these men's groups, and I was just saying, hey, I need somebody to talk to on my podcast, and nobody wanted to come, and they just wanted to make jokes. They said, oh, I bet that'll be a hard one to discuss, or let me know when that comes up. And I'm just like, stuff like that is why it's so hard for men to come forward to get the necessary help that they need.
Because not everybody goes through it, but it's a medical condition. Like, you shouldn't be ashamed of it, and we want to get the information out there. So the people that are out there making jokes are probably the ones who actually have questions.
Right. So I was really, really, really frustrated with that, man, because I really wanted to get this out there. But he's going to come on. I got to get him taken care of. And then talking to one of my buddies, he said he went through it. But talking to the doctor, just because you have erectile dysfunction doesn't mean that you're a limp biscuit. There could be other factors at play.
Right.
And I was talking to my buddy Fred. He said, oh, man, I'll come on. And he said his issue is that he was drinking too much.
Okay.
And he didn't know. He thought something was wrong with him. Who do you talk to about that?
Right.
So, but he said his problem was that he was drinking a little bit too much, and he had to go to the doctor, and the doctor gave some medication, said you got to lay off that liquor. And he said, he's right as rain. I'm afraid what else Fred might talk about.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah. And I'm trying to also get my buddy on here, minister friend of mine named Darshan, who works with the African American male wellness program. I participated in a couple of those meetings that they had. He agreed to come on. I got to get some things taken care of on that to get him in here. And we're definitely going to talk about mental health in marriage and relationships. That's definitely important. And again, that's another subject. And it's odd to me because I went to a lot of these wellness meetings, and it seems like we don't, it's closed door. We close the door, we talk. We don't say any names or nothing like that. And everybody wants to talk about it's open space, comfort zone. But every man that talks, seems like all their problems are centered around their marriage or their wife. And I'm like, I don't get that. I don't get it. This one gentleman was talking about this one gentleman said he's about to leave. Had it not been for his barber, he was about to empty his bank account and leave. Just leave. I'm like, dude, what's that bad? But
is it because they're not having conversations? They're just going through the motions, keeping everything bottled up?
I don't know. But I share my experiences. The one thing I see about these men, especially in my generation, we're not accustomed to be fronted out. We don't like to be told you have a problem.
Yeah, and
we're used to just going. We're just used to walking through the door, kicking our shoes on the floor, and going to sit on the couch. But we don't like for somebody to say, hey, you kicking your shoes on the floor.
Y'all should see the look he's getting right now.
Hey, you kicking your shoes on the floor is causing dust to build up or bringing in ants or whatever. You're the problem. That's because of you. That's why we have problems.
And it's not that harsh. Like,
No,
that's what y'all hear.
Right.
But that's not what we're saying.
Right.
Like, if I'm saying, turn the faucet off on this side because it's leaking if you don't turn it off, if you turn it off on the other side, then it's impacting our household because it's impacting the water bill.
Right.
So I'm not coming to you like, dude, you're what's the word? You're a dummy. Like, you're terrible.
Like I'm an idiot?
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. I'm not saying you're an idiot. I'm just saying, please be mindful to turn it off on this side until we can get somebody here to figure out why it's leaking. And when you keep doing it, I have to keep saying something, but it's not that I'm like, dude, it's like I'm also getting frustrated because now I'm becoming a nag because I have to keep saying it.
If your delivery was as beautiful as your smile, we would not have a problem.
My delivery is as beautiful as my smile. That's why it goes in one ear out the other, and then I got to come She-Hulk style because I've had to say it 5 times.
For the record, her wakes up She-Hulk style.
No, I don't.
You do.
No, I don't.
You do. But no, seriously. A lot of these men, they're just not they're not used to having those conversations with their wives. They're just not used to it, and it's a problem. And like one gentleman's like, just like his wife told him something. He's like, he was freaking out. He's, how do I process that, man? He's like, dog, just listen to what she's saying. And the older guy told her, he said, when your wife's not telling you something, that's when you have a problem. My wife continues to tell me something.
Does she want to, though?
Yeah.
Over and over and over?
She should want to.
Over and over.
You should want to.
And over.
You should want to.
And over.
Because when she's not saying something, there's a problem. There's a problem. But yeah, so we're going to touch on a whole lot of other things. We're going to bring on some couples here, some other couples who I know who've had some illnesses or ailments, and some things they had to cope with, some things they had to deal with, how they dealt with them, how they coped, how they move forward, how it's changed their household, how it's changed their family for the better, and how they're continuously moving forward with it now. So we're just excited for this season called In Sickness and in Health. And, anybody who wants to reach out to us, and the season's not in stone yet. So if there's something specifically you want us to cover, or if you want to come on, just hit us up on our social medias, Facebook, IG, and X, Twitter, whatever it is.
Whatever, yeah.
At Sons of SPP. Just hit us up. Remember, you can hear us on all platforms. We look forward to hearing from you. We thank you for all the responses. We look forward to doing more with you guys. We're definitely growing. We appreciate all the love and all the feedback.
Yes.
And Her will be on more episodes this year. Matter of fact, she might do the erectile dysfunction. Yep.
Nah.
You're going to talk about WikiLeaks.
I'm not going to leave that conversation with Fred. No. No, thank you. That's my boy, though. I don't know if he's bringing
Honey?
Yeah, if he's bringing Honey, I'll definitely be involved in the conversation.
Yeah, I'm going to have him, then I'm going to have them come in.
Oh, well, when they come in together, I will definitely be there. I haven't seen Honey in a while.
And I think I'm going to try to get Brother Darshan and his wife in here, too.
Okay.
I don't know if she likes me, but I'm going to get her in here. She doesn't say a whole lot.
She doesn't like you.
She probably doesn't.
She doesn't.
I don't think a lot of people like me. That's why I want them on the show. That's why I speak to them.
Whatever. Anyway, thank you for your ears.
Thank you for your ears.
Absolutely.
Hey, also...
Wait, there's more?
There's your mom. Hey, make sure you pray along the way.
Absolutely.
All right, we keep God first in our relationship. Make sure to communicate with your spouse. Make sure to share. Make sure to talk.
And assume innocence.
Yeah. You got it together over there?
I don't. Wrap this up.
Wrap it up. All right. She's got some kind of issues.
I got
over
to
there.
go.
Some issues I can't discuss.
Sickness is sickness.
Something to help. All right. So until next week or next time, peace.